out of accounting, trained in business, finance, and economics, also local business law. I would like to make a few comments with regard to the Minister of State's rebuttal of the information that we brought to the public. And I think there are three words that he used that cause us much concern. The three words are politics, bogus, and fear-mongering. When we brought the information to the public about the new budget and also the new Tariff Act, we were not playing politics. I think if you examine how the new budget and also the Tariff Act is being implemented, you will see that the government is actually playing politics. Politics in the sense that the tariff was not presented to the House of Assembly for the members of the opposition to debate, to clarify, to question. The government hid it, and maybe it wasn't prepared at the time, but they hid it. That's politics. Politics is not gazetting. Based on our own laws, the new Tariff Act they put in place, which indicates clearly in the first schedule on page 3, indicates clearly that the new tariff ought to be published. That's politics when you don't publish it. It's also breaking the law. Politics is not providing economic incentives to the poor and the middle class in a time of recession. We are in recession in the Bahamas. And when you don't rely on international organizations like the IMF, their published reports and their analysis of our economy, when you don't rely on those reports to plan your economy and plan how you're going to tax or not tax people, that's politics. When you just do what you want to do for your own party, when you fire Bahamians who work for the urban renewal or for the government, and when you take the lead in downsizing the economy, that's politics. Private industry is supposed to be firing people during a recession, not the Bahamian government. The Bahamian government is supposed to be fostering growth in the economy. You don't do that by putting Bahamians out of job. You don't do that by taxing them during a recession. Only politics, or if you're playing politics, would you do that? Mr. Line said that we were bogus in our analysis of the IMF report. Well, if Mr. Line does not want to rely on the IMF report, then I think he's either in the wrong seat or he's in the wrong business. Because we have to rely on economic analysis of the IMF in order to determine how we're going to plan our economy, how we're going to grow our economy. And if Mr. Line is saying that the IMF report is bogus, and I think he ought to revisit the line of business that he wants to be in. The economic, physical, and psychological pain that Bahamians are feeling right now is real. It's not bogus. It's real. The first wave of Bahamians who are going to be traveling for the summer have already begun. A relative of mine just came back from the United States, and they were shocked that they had to pay 70% on bleach, 10% on Pampers, and basically a 10% across the board on all of the items that they brought in. That's not bogus, that's real. Those are facts. That's how it impacts the average Bahamian. Now, Mr. Lang, if you remember, Mr. Lang and Mr. Ingram came from very humble beginnings, as do most of us. We were not born with silver spoon in our mouths. And they should know that single women and women who raise their children by themselves find it very difficult in these times to be able to survive under these circumstances. They should know, coming from the humble beginnings that they came from, that during these times of recession, that what we need to do is to come together. And what's supposed to happen is the government should take the lead in bringing the people together and helping us to be able to make it through these recessionary periods. Now, maybe they've become too, as my grandmother would say, too educated. Maybe they've become too friendly with big business and with the rich folks that they now have forgotten from whence they came. But we want to call on them this day to remember from whence they came, to repeal and to withdraw this new Tariff Act, because 1, it's illegal, 2, it's going to be a burden on the average poor and middle class Bahamians, and 3, it's going to put a lot of people back below the poverty line.